Hello, and welcome back to Dragonborn Industries and Painting Up the Monster Manual, our monster painting challenge where Richard from Warrior Prince and I intend to go through the monster manual 1 mini, 1 hour, no matter the size, every single week. And this week we are focusing on the Solar. So, hello Richard, how are you?
Oh, not too bad, matey. Not too bad. Hope you're keeping well.
Yeah, tired this week. I think we were saying just before it, like there's something in the air because I am,
That's it.
yeah, completely and utterly shattered this week. But I'm invigorated to be here doing this one as I try and make sure all the cameras are good and everything is working. Perfect. As always, guys in the chat, hello, nice to see you. Fluffy, Dragon Skull, Dibs, always an absolute pleasure to see you guys there. And if the music's too loud, let us know. If it's just right, again, you know, let us know. Shout out anything that you want to see or hear in chat. If we miss anything in the comments, my apologies. So it's bringing up other little bits over here so that I can keep a track of what's going on. Here so that I can keep a track of what's going on. Here so that I can keep a track of what's going on. Here so that I can keep that down. Right. My apologies. I'm running a little behind on what I'm doing today. So I just need to bring up my stream manager over here. But, Richard, while I'm doing this, do you want to quickly tell everyone who you are, where they can find you, and I will show off what you've been printing for me.
Okay, so I am Richard from Warrior Prince 3D. We are a wonderful little 3D printing company who handles anything from wee little minis to massive awesome things, cosplay pieces, and also something I'll be showing off at the end of the stream. Things like this, little book nooks.
They are awesome, by the way. When you sent those into the Band of Badgers group and when you posted them, I was like,
they are so cool.
Yeah, they're really, really freaking cool.
We are on Instagram, Facebook, Etsy, Shopify, text message, generally anywhere you want. Just search for Warrior Prince 3D. Drop me a follow, drop me a shout. Any order, little, big, small, medium, we do anything.
Awesome. And like I said, this is literally so WizKids didn't do a Solar Mini that was unpainted, so Richard has printed me the Hold the Soliest from Artisan Guild, which is one, an insanely cool mini, two, it's freaking huge, so I genuinely don't think I will get this table ready in an hour, but we will see. And you painted this up when we did the Dava, didn't you?
Yeah.
So
I still haven't finished mine actually.
Yeah.
Is sitting on the desk, ready to be finished.
Yeah.
So.
It's so cool. And like, there are so many options for it. And I decided to keep the options where I wanted it to look closer to the monster manual as possible for this particular challenge. So I kept the hair on there. I went down to just the spear instead of the sword because I did prefer that one to the swords. And I was like, kind of want that. And then
Spear is awesome.
yeah, the single wings and all of that. It was very, very, very cool, and I'm very excited to get it painted, but I don't think I'll get it finished today. But we're going to try. We're going to try, because this week we are looking at the Solar. This is the last of the angels from the Monster Manual, which is a CR21 creature, which Richard is going to be rolling up a level 3 character. I presume you have that ready to go?
I have that ready to go. I have Alfred already and raring for combat.
Alfred, I love that each week it's such a normal name. It's so good. So Alfred is ready to go. Do you want to describe Alfred or say what he is, or do you want to wait for it to be a complete surprise?
No, so Alfred is a 4'3" barbarian of awfulness. He is an elf that has a dwarven heritage that does not show in any form other than the fact that he is high. He looks completely like an elf. He has been mistaken for a gnome once or twice, and occasionally a halfling, and this tends to provoke his rage quite greatly.
Yeah.
He is a berserker, and he is armed with a very interesting and unique hammer that he treasures above everything else.
Nice. See, right there, like, so for those of you out there, like, D&D doesn't need to be like a massive, spend 6 months creating a backstory or anything like that. Rich has done that this morning off, you know, a random generated character. And this whole entire combat is now going to be based on the fact that he's now rolled a barbarian. I've now found that out. and we're going to go from there basically and just have a little fun one-to-one D&D session while we paint up the Solar. I'm going to get a timer ready because obviously we have 1 hour to paint this mini and try and get it to a tabletop standard. Do you think you'll be able to do it this week, Richard? What are you painting?
So I am painting I say a Celestial. This is from Loot Studios. I forgot to put a picture of it up before the stream, but I love this model and I've wanted to paint it for a very long time. It's from one of their earlier releases. You've got 2 different wing versions with it, and you've also got like it comes with there's another model of it like being a prisoner and had its wings cut off.
Wow.
So I presume it's part of the story they have with their release. But yeah, it is a beautiful one. I've got it somewhere printed at 75mm scale, so it's quite a tall one. Yeah, so I've been looking forward to this one. He is your typical angelic, nice long hair.
Yeah.
Sculpted torso. So
yeah. And so for Fluffy in the chat, this particular soul, that is how big a Solar is in comparison to a regular medium-sized creature in the scale of D&D. So 28mm miniatures, or 28 to 32. So they're a large size base. That'd be a 2x2 grid or a 10 foot by 10 foot grid, and then obviously the mini itself is quite.
The print is not hindered by that scale, though. If anyone wants it smaller or larger, it can be done. No worries at all.
And that's the other thing with Richard as well, is like you sent me some other bits and bobs with this particular miniature, and not only was it like some things for the upcoming animated series, which will be next. So episode 6, 7, and 8 will be animated armor, flying sword, and rug of smothering, which WizKids again didn't have unpainted miniatures for. Dude, like scaled down to like where they are at 28mm, because they're all medium creatures, the detail is insane. So for anybody who is again looking for 3D printing, like Richard's able to keep like crazy levels of detail. I don't know if I'll be able to bring this up that close, but like
I had to print some stuff at 10mm the other day. That was a bit scary.
There's so much artwork on the pauldrons and on the on like the shin guards and stuff like that. It's insane. But I guess, Richard, if you're ready, we will get to starting the... Let's call it an encounter.
Okie dokie. Right, you popped the timer for painting?
I have indeed. So are you ready?
Ready to rock and roll.
Richard, roll initiative.
You fly. Oh, nat 20. 24 initiative.
Natural 20 for a 26. So, for those of you there, obviously Richard is rolling a level 3 character here, and that is rolling a 24 on initiative with a nat 20 is fucking good at level 3. That is insane. However, the Solar is obviously a much higher CR rating. It is a CR 21, meaning that it is for 4 party members, an average level needed of 21 to face off against what Wizards think is the right challenge scale. Obviously, that's changed a bit recently with kind of like the additions of new content and the updated monster manuals and stuff. But when this first came out, that is what they expected. And you can only go to level 20, so it's designed to always be a hard fight if you end up fighting one of these. The stat block on the Solar is insane. I have a +6 to dexterity, so its initiative bonus is a +6. Then they have like, they don't have a negative. Their lowest boost is a 6, and that is to their dex. So they have quite a beastie stat block on there. As a little bit of a background for Solars as well, obviously these are part of like the angelic beings that we've been covering over the past few weeks, and whereas we saw the Deva, which was like the messenger of the deities, we then saw the Planetar, which was like the sword and shield of the deities, like their weapons that they send down to deal biblical justice. The Solars are interesting because they can do both of these things, but they act sort of as stewards to the gods. They are almost godlike in their power as it is, and just being in one's presence, you are like, whoa, this is some celestial being right here, and you know it's going to be a crazy, crazy powerful entity. But Richard, with your barbarian Alfred, let's set some scenes. You are on the front lines of a fight that you know has been coming for a long, long time, between the gods and the devils themselves. Your adventuring party and people that you've known, clerics and paladins, have all joined along, and you know for a fact that with your lineage and the dreams that you've had have been leading to this moment here, where you could find a breach point and join the Celestials on the front line against the hordes of fiends that are coming towards you now in a fight for good and evil. You look over to the left and right, and you see an endless expanse of frontline vanguards in this war. And you look forward, and floating in front of you is this angelic being that you've only ever seen in your dreams. And its skin is like this golden red. It almost glows with power, and it looks at you with such grace and beauty. Today, we have a special task. Our Lord needs us. There are 23 other kin just like me that are trapped by the fiends of evil. We must free them so that this fight may become more fair. And he looks at you. Well, and he looks at your counterparts next to you. Your friends here have the divine power needed to strike down demons and devils. You have been chosen because you are strong, because you wield the Constitution to continue where others cannot, to continue to fight where only those with the strength could. I need your help waking up my brothers and sisters. And you watch as you're almost starting to become translucent, and he pulls you into a sort of demi-plane where you see it's almost like you're trapped on an island. Well, I don't say trapped. You're on an island, and away from it is just vast, endless nothingness, a void of black. And you see a plinth where this angelic being is stood on top of, almost like they were a statue, but it's alive and it's coloured and it's talking to you, and it gestures with its hands to the left and the right, and you see the circle, and every sort of 10 feet is another one of these statues with a different angel, or different solar, all of different like genders and looks, but all definitely powerful beings. I need you to break their statues. They have been trapped here by Asmodeus and by the fiends that are looking to take over the material realm. And he looks at you. I will do what I can to aid you, but I just have to keep anything from disrupting your presence and disrupting your challenge off your back. And you watch as demons now are crawling over the edge of this like floating island in a sea of nothing. Monsters you couldn't even have nightmares about, because it's just unfathomable how grotesque, how evil they are. But one, this giant hand, crawls up and shakes the very platform you're on as a huge fiend made of fire and stone rises up. Break the statues. I will keep them off your back. And you watch as he reaches down and touches your hammer, and it begins to glow with this golden light. You now have holy weapon on your hammer. You get 3d8 added to any attack that hits of radiant damage. And it hovers, and you feel this aura of power around you. And that will be its first turn over. Alfred, what would you like to do?
How far away is the solar?
The solar is about 5 foot away from you, and it's starting to turn its back on you now to face towards the fiends and demons that are now coming up from the
Revealing my true nature in the fact that I truly wish to be the strongest creature alive, and having years spent being jealous of these such beautiful monstrosities, I'm going to take out, well, gently stroke the unique magic item I have been saving, told to save until the very day that I should need to use it. And I hold this ring in my hand and I stroke it. And I whisper to the voice that I have dreamt of for years, and I say, I wish, all of my strengths and weaknesses, my health, my life, matched this creature to see if I could truly beat it. And I wish that all my stats, all my bonuses, all my resistances, all my skills are akin to the solar.
Okay, so...
Right. And at the end of the wish, I say, right now, in this very moment, and permanently.
Perfect. So, for those of you who don't know, Richard last week when I said that this is going to be a CR 21 creature, and he didn't know if he was going to be fighting it or allied with it or whatnot. It would all depend on what he rolled up as a character. Asked if you could have some magic items, and I'm going to presume that one of those magic items, Richard, was the Ring of Three Wishes.
The Ring of Three Wishes.
Perfect. So this is good. I like this. This is good thinking of it. So absolutely. And you watch as the Solar nods. And it's not the Solar that's going to grant this to you, because this is a magic from somewhere else. And but he recognizes what's happening here. And you just hear this voice in your mind. Good. You have kept the relics you have found along the journeys and saved them for the appropriate moment. My lord is proud of you. And a Deva appears. And it was the Deva that was talking to you in your mind. And touches you. And this light bursts out from it. It just like evaporates into light. And it kind of bursts into you. And you don't think it's killed the beast, you just think this was the message that was sent along. You can absolutely increase your stats to be exactly the same as the Solars, and I will give you some extra little bits. We will probably say that, yeah, it is an action to cast that, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so I will tell you the stats are when you get to it. Just let me know when you're in there to adapt them.
Okay, I'm here. Ability scores, strength.
Okay, they have a strength of 26.
I don't know if I can increase that.
You'll have to manually input it.
It doesn't matter because of my weapons anyway. Dexterity?
Is a 22.
Okay.
Constitution?
Modified. Strength of 26, yeah?
Strength of 26, Dex of 22.
Okay. Yeah, Constitution.
Is going to be a 26.
Constitution, 8. Okay. Intelligence.
Intelligence is a 25. Yeah.
Okay.
Your wisdom is a 25.
Yeah.
And
charisma
is a 30.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yep. That's pretty fucking ballsy, dude. That was awesome. And you feel this power. And the Solar now, as it's turning around, good. We can do this, you and I. My name is Galadriel. And yeah.
Galadriel. Okie dokie.
I will do everything I can to protect you. But I cannot destroy these statues. You must be the one to do it.
But now I can destroy you. Or the challenge.
So, you watch as like the fiends are starting. Is that the end of your go, by the way?
That's all I can do. Bonus action: I will rage.
Nice. So what's it look like when you rage?
So basically, as I grip the haft of my hammer and focus on the fact of the fight, focus on this strong beast I've always wished to test my strength against and become the most strongest fighter alive. Embodying the visions of all the people that have mocked me in my life or ridiculed me, and I'll grip my teeth and growl and end the rage.
Nice. Rage. So, Is that the end of your go, or are you moving at all?
That is. I'm moving into combat against the Solar.
Oh, okay. So the Solar currently is asking you to destroy the statues, as it is aiding you and is trying to tell you that the fiends that are about to come over the edge of the plinth are the things that are going to be attacking you.
Ooh, okay, so
just so you're aware of that one.
I'll be nice. I'll wait till the end of the fight. I will go and attack the statues then.
Okay. Just because you're about to get hit by a few things here, and I don't want you to be out of it before it, so I'm going to give you that little heads up. So, you head towards the first statue, and it is a female angelic being, completely bald, but you can tell is definitely not androgynous. They are definitely a female, and it almost looks like it's in pain, this statue, and you move towards it, and you see that there are chains, ethereal chains with they almost look like liquid that move, that bind themselves around this statue. You don't know what that means. If you are proficient in Arcana, I would let you roll an Arcana check.
No, magic is for wizardy people.
Good. That's what we want from a barbarian. So, as you reach the statue, you watch as this fire and rock hand of some fiend begins to crawl and pull itself up over the edge, and a 40-foot beast of fire and rock, and you can feel the evil coming off it, pulls itself up and stands up. It has 4 of these like horrible spider-like legs and 3 arms, like 2 at the side and 1 that like pushes straight out of the center of its chest. And it looks towards you all, and as all of these like smaller beings are also like clambering up like zombies up the side of like a wall or something in a film, it just lava just begins to flow from it, and it obliterates all of the other creatures around it that just can't stand up to its ferocious, fiery nature. And the lava starts moving its way towards you all. And with that, this being starts to like almost glide across it, and it starts pulling chunks of rock almost out of the lava in the ground and launches them towards you. They're going to make 3 attacks all towards you. As it can see you, it is a smart creature trying to make your way to these statues. The first one is going to be a 16 plus 9 to hit.
Okie dokie. What is the angel's armor class?
No, this is aiming at you.
Oh, sorry, no, that's right. I was just making sure I mimicked it right. So I have a 29 armor class.
A 29 armor class, a 16 plus 9, and that's all thanks to that wish spell. It's going to miss with a 25. The next one. So you have an armor class of 29, so I need to hit you on a nat 20.
Awesome.
So, that is an 11. That's going to miss. And the last one is... That's a nat 1. So, these 3 balls of lava, these like molten rocks, all start making their way towards you, and they just... The first one like clatters into the ground. The second one goes way overhead, but the third one, it looks like it's going to hit, and you manage to like... How would you deflect this with your rage and with your power now that you've got this angelic strength?
It's a ball of lava, do you say, coming over and attacking?
Like, it's almost like a rock that is superheated to be glowing red.
As it's coming in, I'll start the swing round myself, as it were, and charge my hammer with its thunderous might and smash through it.
Nice.
Relying on the explosion from the hammer to deflect bits and pieces away from me.
Yeah, and it absolutely does that, and it's this like creature. You just hear this like primordial as it like just is angered that this tiny being was able to deflect anything that it had without the angel even being able to get in the way of this particular attack. But it moves towards you, and it's now in the center of this like 60-foot floating island, and lava is spewing out everywhere as it starts to reach towards your feet. You think in the next round the entire plinth is going to be covered in lava, and you probably will be not able to avoid this. The angel, however, with its go next. I will do what I can. You need to destroy those statues as quick as possible. And just charges towards the this volcanic primordial being. You watch as it launches. The sword that it's carrying begins to glow, and it almost like rears it up and pulls it back like it was a bow and lets it go, and it flies through the air, and it will make an attack against the creature. As a 19 plus 13 with a 32 to hit, that will hit the creature as this light hits it. It bursts into its chest, and you watch as like the lava's like pushed away from like the cracks in the rock as like golden light fills it, and then it like starts to seep backwards. And you just hear this roar, this like primordial roar from it. I need to roll damage on that one. Is going to be. So, the Slaying Longbow is the attack that I've just used for the Solar. Is one of its... it's quite a big move, and I will show you why in a second. So, the damage itself from the sort of piercing damage is 2d8 plus 6. It automatically gets 68 on top of that for being a holy weapon. So that's now looking at 2d6... That 2d8 plus 68. And then, on top of that, the creature, if it has less than 100 hit points, must make a DC 15 Constitution saving throw or die.
Oh, very nasty.
However, this creature definitively has more than 100 hit points, so we will start rolling up some damage. So we're looking at the 2d8 first. That is an 8 and a 7 plus 6, so that's going to be 16, 15 plus 6, 21. And then we can roll up some holy damage. 68, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, all low rolls. 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, cool. Let's add that onto that. And then it starts charging towards it. It will also... you watch it cast a spell, and the Solar... you watch it like shimmer of magic and this gold and silver around it as some kind of barrier comes up around itself and then around you. You currently have a blade barrier on you.
Nasty.
So, you are up, though, with a 24.
Okie dokie, I will make a strike. I've got to break these statues, haven't I?
You've got to destroy the statues to set them free, basically.
Okay, so I will whirl around and I will make a hammer strike against the statue. And I'll go for centre mass to try and explode it efficiently.
Okay.
I'll be a good boy for now. Right, do I need to roll to hit?
You do indeed, because stone has an armor class.
Okay, I'll just do a straight up attack then.
Remember, you have holy weapon on as well.
Does holy weapon give me any pluses to hit?
Not pluses to hit, but you end up with... it's definitively a magic weapon, and you get 3d... Oh, sorry, in this instance, you get 68 additional radiant damage.
Bloody hell. Okay, so a 14 to hit.
Okay, a 14 doesn't hit. So, something, as you go to strike it, and the strike is true, you hit the statue, and...
Glance off.
It doesn't glance off. The full force hits it, and you know that you could smash stone with lighter hits than this, but you watch those chains. They don't clang or clatter. They just seem to liquefy and then re-solidify, almost like it was some kind of barrier in their way, just making them harder to hit. You know that because you had a magic weapon, that has helped you, but you think that'll be more help in terms of like damage when it comes to actually getting through.
Okay, being enraged by this, I will go into a frenzy.
Yeah.
And I'll make a single weapon attack as a bonus action on this turn.
Okay, make the attack.
While ranging, choose to frenzy. No, sorry. I will go into a frenzy, and then I can make an additional attack as a bonus action after this turn.
Yes.
So it's not this turn I can do that.
Okay, so is that the end of your go?
That is the end of my go.
Okay then. The Solar is like, whatever evil magic is binding the statues of my brothers and sisters, we will have to hit it harder. And you watch as like this, at the moment, this like lava monster is just like clattering down on top of this Solar and it's just like smashing into it. It is its turn. It's going to take its 3 attacks. The first 2 are going to be at the Solar, who is right there. It's going to attempt to grapple it. It's going to miss with a 2. It's then going to try and backhand punch it. 11 plus, yeah, it's going to be. So, the armor class on a Solar is 21, and I am going to get past that with a plus 13 to hit. So that is going to hit, and we are going to take some goddamn damage. Each one of these is basically a fireball. So we're going to roll some d6s. 6, 3, 3, 1, 4, 2, and 4. Okay, so those ones to there. And then the last one, it kind of like, its third arm reaches down as it smashes into the Solar. You watch this like lava just burst off, and it throws another one towards you. There's a 4. It is not going to hit.
Bring it on.
And then the Solar is up. This thing, it is nothing but pure hate and evil intent. And, quick, we need my brothers and sisters. And then it's going to attempt to push the creature back towards the edge of the platform. So it's a contested strength roll. And the creature wins. You watch as it... the Solar goes to push it backwards, and like there's this pulse of magic, and it just, and then almost like pushes the Solar down to one knee. So Dibs is asking for a paint check. So far I am applying Doomball Brown to the skin. This is because I want to keep that reddish glow from the monster manual on the skin there. I'm going to try and keep the clothes and the wings white, and then we're going to do the armor in, you know, your standard Retributor and work our way from there. How about you, Richard?
So I've gone for an off-white for a base coat of the wings. I'm going to give them a wash and then dry brush over again in the off-white. For flesh, I've gone with some Vallejo skin tones. I've done the brown rose for the base layer, and I am using rose salmon and light flesh as highlights.
Oh, lovely. So I'm just going to take some Rhinox hide now, which is a very dark brown, and I'm going to apply that to where everything I want gold. And then I'm going to dry brush the gold on afterwards so that it's got those darker recesses. But you watch as the Solar goes to one knee and is just... It's not as strong as this creature. And you were saying before that like you wanted to take on the Solar because you thought it coming in your dreams was a challenge and it mocking you. But no. It was there to aid all along, and now you see why they needed help too. This battle couldn't be done alone, and whatever the beings of darkness have done, they've put themselves in a position of power that they could strike out at the gods and the angels themselves. The end of the Solar's go as it tried to push the creature back. It can't do anything else. It will try and do a legendary action, because the Solar has some legendary actions which it can do at the end of anybody's turn. And it will do a searing... Actually, no, because the Searing Burst isn't going to work. It would know that. It's going to try a Blinding Gaze. So the creature needs to make a DC 15 Constitution saving throw. It has advantage, but it... No, 17... There you go. Sorry. That one was part cocked, but it was able to stand on top. It passes, so it is not blinded. You watch this blinding light come out from the Solar, but there is no reaction from the other creature. You are up, Alfred.
Okay, I'm going to strike again at this statue, for that is what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm actually starting to want to go and get into a fight with this demon thing.
Yeah?
Seeing that it's doing, but I'm going to make one strike against this statue.
Go for it.
The others that were with me, there was people joining me, wasn't there?
They were. They've been left
What
behind.
are they doing?
They have been left on the front battlefields. You are currently alone with this Solar and this Primordial.
No.
They've been left because they have the magics to fight against demons and cut them down, the Solar said, whereas you are needed and part of this group and part of the Chosen because you have the strength to destroy these statues.
Okay, I will strike at a statue.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. Actions. Oh, that's a bit better. A 32 to hit.
It hits. Okay, so you can start rolling some damage. Remember, you have Holy Weapon on, but also I need to let you know that because of certain spells that have been cast on those statues, they would normally be resistant to slashing, piercing, or bludgeoning unless by a magical weapon, of which your item is definitely now magical with the Holy Weapon on there.
And is very magical.
Yes. So, please roll some damage.
You said 8d8, didn't you?
You get, 68 radiant damage on top of whatever else you roll.
Okay, so radiant damage is 22. 17, so 29, 39. I'm going to make my second attack with my bonus action. 24 to hit.
24 is definitely going to hit.
46, 56.
So how much damage on the first one?
39.
Oh, 39, okay. So
I'm just going to give you. I'll give you a total because I'm going to twat it twice.
No.
Because I want to see what the
don't give me the total twice because on the first hit, the chains just shatter and you watch as like the hammer strikes against the statue and almost like an astral projection of the hammer flies through like it would be following through, but the hammer stops moving physically as it makes contact, and you watch as the stone bursts and turns to light, and now stood in front of you is this Solar in its living form. Ah, Galadriel, you have found the champions and you have begun to free us. Good. I will go aid on the front line. And then she smiles and looks down at you. But you must free the rest of us. And she touches you, and you can add a level of Barbarian, or a level in anything you want.
I will add a level of Barbarian.
And you watch as after that she turns to turns to gold and disappears. Good, you've completed the first. Now carry on. I don't think we have long here. From the Solar. But you still have movement and other actions.
Okay, I am going to move to the next statue and use my bonus action to make a strike against it.
Okay, give it a go.
Oh, I suppose. So it's a natural, not a natural 20, a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 hits.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them.
You still have Holy Weapon.
Yep. Some of that. Oh. 44 points of damage.
And again, once more. So this statue is now of, they look really young and a lot more lithe than you'd expect. Like these angelic beings so far have been quite muscular and quite, like, you know, shredded to say the least. But this one looks a little bit thinner, but you still get that same sense of power from the statue. And as you strike it, those chains again begin to break, and then you watch as, very calmly this time, almost like it was meditating, this being just kind of floats upwards. Ah, Alfred. And it smiles towards you.
How do you know my name?
We have all been watching you, and your friends. Everything rests on you. And when he says that, they touch you. Once more, they turn to gold light. I will see you back on the front lines. And vanishes. Once more, you may add a level.
Wait. Okay.
The Solar at this point, still kind of trying to grapple and wrestle between it and this primordial being. You hear it call, yes! Good! The next! You must get to the next! And there is just like lava spewing out towards you. At the end of your go, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okey-dokey.
I would make it Dex, but there is no way of avoiding this.
23.
23 passes. So you're going to take half damage as this lava now begins to like burn your feet as it starts to make contact. This is going to be 10d6 of damage, halved. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And then halved again because of rage.
Does that make you... it's only the Totem Warrior that gets that, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, it's the Totem Warriors. Their special thing is everything but psychic, whereas any other one is slashing.
It's just physical.
Yeah, unless certain things come into effect. So, we have 12, 16, 20, 25, 30, 31, 32, 38 points of damage, which is going to be halved.
19 points.
19 points of damage. As this lava now starts to burn at like your boots and at whatever it is that you're wearing.
Your sandals.
You still have some movement?
I am going to just move to the next statue and hopefully away from lava.
Okay. Unfortunately, the lava is now covering the entirety of this platform. The Solar feels your pain and it calls out, "While I'm still able to, I will do what I can." And it tries to... Actually, no, it's not the Solar's go. It is the Primordial's go. That's what I get for not writing down initiatives. It sees you smash these statues, and it almost looks like it is... if you could imagine lava pondering something or listening to something, that's what you kind of get. And it starts...
I think I'll shit myself at that moment, because that'd be a terrifying sight.
It, once more, tries to launch things towards you. The Solar didn't manage to grapple it, so it's going to be a flat roll. That's a 15, which plus the... I needed a nat 20 to hit, so the plus 9, that's not going to hit you. It's an 11, and it is a 10. So, no, none of those are hitting you. But they do come awfully close. And as you're running, maybe you, like, dodge them. Maybe you smash them apart again as you're running. But no avail from this creature. That wish spell really doing you favours right now. As we hit the top of the round, the Solar is like, "No! You will not harm him!" And goes to strike at this creature. Now it's going to use its greatsword, but the greatsword, you watched it send it out as if it was a bow. Now it is acting on its own, almost as if it had its own mind. It becomes a flying sword, but it still uses the stats of the Solar. So it is going to flank around to the other side to gain advantage, and then it's going to make an attack against this primordial lava ooze. Double 8s. Plus the 9, that is not going to hit. It has multi-attack, so it can make 2 greatsword attacks, so it'll do another one. There we go, 19 plus 9 for 28 is going to hit. And it's going to deal some damage. So the greatsword does 4d6 plus 8 damage. And then you get the holy damage on top of that. So the 4d6, 7, 8, 9, 10, plus the d8s. So 10 plus, where are my d8s gone? Right. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 17, 18, 19, 27. So that's 37 points of damage to this creature. And you watch now as like one of its like arms, chunks of the rock begin to start falling off. And you just feel this like tremor like an earthquake as it screams in pain. And the very ground from this scream begins to almost crack as a fissure starts opening up, almost like an earthquake. I need a dexterity saving throw from yourself and the Solar at the moment, please, Richard.
21 from me.
21 fails. The Solar
me.
passes with a 27. No, sorry, 25 with that dex mod. You are going to take some bludgeoning damage as it's almost like these rocks come up and just like almost like a forced up by this tremor, you are going to take 4d6 worth of bludgeoning damage as a legendary action. That's 5. Plus 6 is 11, 12, 13, 14 points of damage, halved and halved again to 3, because you are a barbarian that is raging.
3 damage.
3 damage.
Deal damage.
If you'd have saved, you feel like you would have taken none of that. But it is your go, Alfred. What would you like to do?
Going for the next statue.
Okay, so are you going for a straight up attack on this one? You approach it. It appears to be another male, and it has this short cropped hair with like a buzz cut to one side.
Yeah, it's worked so far.
Okay.
I'm just gonna finish this quick highlight. There we go. Right, first attack is another 33.
Yeah, it's definitely going to hit. So I'm going to tell you now, the armor class of the statues is 19. So I'm pretty sure you're mostly going to hit this every single time.
Hopefully. Okay, then it takes another 40. It takes 48 points of damage on that first hit.
Smash! You shatter the stone, and this time it's like breaking glass. The chains seem to just fall away and then dissolve into nothingness, and it's like, and this solar like flies out of it. Ah! Gladriel, my thanks! And he like nods to Gladriel. And to you, I thank you again. I will slay the demons on the battlefield, and I will see your friends safe. And they touch you, and they start to turn to gold and disapparate, and you gain another level. So for those of you watching, because of what Richard rolled was more of a class that could be good or bad, I wanted to make this a skill challenge where the Solar is doing what they can as a thematic thing to protect them as they're going around doing this challenge. So there's always going to be a risk with the lava, with the legendary actions.
Do I get healed again this time with when I level up in that?
No. And I will tell you why shortly. How are you doing for hit points? How does the Solar see you?
I'm very well.
Okay, good.
I am... If I redo the damage, I think I'm at about 80 points. 98 hit points.
Okay, so barbarians tanking it, and like you think that maybe this is why you were chosen for this over your friends who have the magic to strike down at beings like demons and foes. And although you have all these magical items, they just have this innate ability to do it. Where here, your items, your strength, your power has all come together to aid the gods in what they need.
Okay, will I be able to... How far away are the statues? I've got 2 more attacks left. I've got my second main attack and my bonus action.
Okay.
Will I be able to reach multiple statues this turn?
You'd be able to reach... each one is 10 foot apart and in a circle, basically, is what we're sort of going with here. So every 10 foot of movement.
I could do 2 more statues.
Yeah. Unless you've got anything else that allows you to attack or do more damage to multiple foes.
Okay. Balls to it. I will move up to attack the next one, and then I will hurl my hammer at the second one, and I will expend one of its charges to make a range attack and do some hopefully nasty stuff to other people.
Okay, cool. So attack the first one then. If you come up to the statue, and this one is a lot more androgynous. They are very...
29 to hit.
Yep, gonna hit.
And 68.
Tell me if you do more than 30 points of damage.
Easily.
Cool.
I do 59.
Cool. You go to shatter this one, and it almost just like disperses in to petals, and this almost rose skin coloured angel steps forward, and there's like a pink tint to its wings. And she smells the air and looks at you. This is nice to be free once more, reaches down and will cast Healing Touch on you. So the Solar, which says a Healing Touch, it gets to do it 4 times a day, touches another creature. The target magically regains 40 or 8d8 plus 4 hit points and is freed from any curse, disease, poison, blindness, or deafness, as that's one of their regular abilities. So you can pretty much add 40 hit points there, buddy, if you are down any.
I am indeed. That puts me back to full. Awesome.
And then the Solar just smiles and almost... you watch as the petals just start to like float up and into the nothingness, and it disappears. You're up. You still got stuff to do.
Okay, I will hurl said weapon.
Okay.
The next one,
the attack roll.
21.
Definitely going to hit.
Okay, and we do. Okay. Another 50 points of damage. And every creature within 30 feet of that statue must make a DC 17 Constitution saving throw.
Okay, so...
Or be stunned.
The creature is definitely within that. That is a nat 20.
Yeah, that's cool.
My apologies.
No, not to apologise for.
The dice give up and the dice taketh away. You feel like the magic should take hold, but this creature that is enraged and this fiery inferno just manages to hold on and rebuke your magic. Anything else from yourself?
Last of my movement towards... How many more statues have I got left to do?
So, you've currently defeated... what level are you? Because this is how I'm going to keep track.
I'm level... Did I get a level off that last one?
Yes, you did, sorry. As the petals disperse,
yeah,
you
so
gain a level.
I'm level 7 now.
Level 7, so it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You defeated 4. There are 23 in total, so that would be 19 left to go. Almost seems like an impossible task at in this moment.
Okay. Heal as well. Heal that. Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to move towards the next one.
Okay, so you start moving towards the next one. You make it there, and yeah, you see this angelic statue, and it's ready for you to do what you need to. At the end of your go, the Solar will do a legendary action, and it will try and... Yeah, it's going to try the Searing Burst anyway. So you watch as like radiant fire just starts to come off of the Solar, and... this is at the cost of 2 legendary actions. So for each round it has 3 legendary actions, but this costs it 2 to do it. In the last round, the Blazing Gaze cost it 3, so it can only do 1 legendary action in that round. The creature is going to make a dexterity saving throw, which it fails. It only takes half damage on the Radiant, but it will be quite a bit. So it does... 46 fire and 46 radiant. So I'm going to do the radiant first. 11, 15, 16, halved to 8. Then the fire. It's immune to fire, so there's no point in even rolling that one. Yeah, it does a bit of damage. Not too much, but it's just chip damage. Just enough to do something. And it is now its go. As it kind of like rears back from the radiance as it's managed to get through. And it just tries to... Almost like... You feel those tremors, but the fire then begins to like heat up a bit. And sorry, at the end of your go as well, I needed you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Fail.
Yeah.
I rolled a natural 1, so I got 12.
Oof. Yeah, so you are going to take that fire damage again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is using the falling in lava effect of 10d6. That is 4, 8, 18, 23, 29, 32, 34, 36, 39 points of fire damage. Yes, as the lava around your feet just begins to really burn now and really take hold of your...
Okay, that was not nice.
Your feet. And that was, yeah, so that's the end of your go, and then it... it's going to try and move and it's going to try and move towards you in a direct line. The Solar will get an attack of opportunity. It will use the Great Sword, which is currently flanking it. So that's advantage for a 27 to hit. So that is going to hit.
One thing I'll also say, so I've just sorted out the level up from that last thing.
Yep.
Being overawed by the wonderful holiness and the power of these creatures, I find myself wanting more of it and wanting to be bestowed more power and the full channels of everything. And I vow myself to these creatures, and I will take a level of paladin.
Yes! The Solar feels this change. Good! Good, it is making you stronger. This is what you want. This is what we need. Believe in the Lord, and the Lord will give you strength. Very awesome. The creature takes some damage.
How are we doing on time?
You've got about 12 minutes, my friend.
I'll say, because I'm getting distracted by combat. It's passing too quickly.
Yeah, no, I had no way of finishing this one in time, I don't think. I've got, like, the base skin tone, the base for the metal work, but it is... there is no way this is going to be tabletop ready in an hour. So for those of you watching, 1 hour for a large Angel Mini with this crazy detail on it is not enough.
Not fun. Not fun.
Well, yeah, I'm more distracted by the combat, I'm not going to lie. But we're going to continue as it moves its way towards you. It's taking some damage. It is going to straight up try and punch you.
Bitch.
That is a
This
natural...
is the demon thing, is it?
This is the demon thing. That is a natural 20, my friend.
Okie doke.
Oy. It's the first attack. It's basically a fireball. So that's 8d6. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 to 36.
36 damage?
Yeah.
Okay, ouchies.
Second attack. Oh, that one's cocked. 18 plus 9 for a 27.
Misses.
19 plus 9 for a 28.
Misses.
Oh! So the first one goes through. Oh, so, yeah, no, I did do the 36. I doubled it to the 36. So the first one goes through and it smashes you into the ground as this, like, angry beast just begins to, pummel down fire and rock upon you. You hear the Solar. No! What would you like to do? Oh, no, sorry, it's the Solar's go, isn't it? My apologies.
You what?
I haven't written down the initiative order, so it goes Solar.
I'll say Solar's first.
Yep. So the Solar, as a legendary action at the end of its go, will teleport. No, it can't do that because it's not had its go yet. It just flies towards it and it will try and pull the creature backwards with a shove attack. Doesn't manage to do it. It is your go.
Okay. Balls to the movement it's going to cost me. So I've got 2 attacks around, and I've got bonus action to give me a third. Obviously, I have a movement of 40 feet.
Yep.
Can I attack 3 statues in that time?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
If the rules allow it,
Okay.
the rules allow it, bud.
That is my choice of action.
Okay,
Wanting more power to take this thing on.
go for it.
That is my goal. Okay, so first attack is a beautiful 24.
Yep, hits.
6. So you've got 19 plus 47 points of damage.
Sorry, so how much damage? I was reading a comment then.
So I didn't. The sound went all weird then. 47 points of damage.
Yep, smashes it. They have 30 each. So Tibbs was saying, Pasty said the statues are in a circle around you. Move to the centre and do a berserker-style whirlwind hammer attack and smash as many as possible with one move.
I wish that was completely possible.
Yeah, unfortunately they're just a bit out of reach of the centre of the circle. But you know, I'm assuming you have other items on you. Maybe they can do something.
I have. Okay.
The Solar's like, the ring! Do you have any more wishes?
Yeah, I was just about to say, right, I am going to expend... that would be... that one attack's going to be my bonus action. I'm going to use my action to cast another wish spell. And my wish is going to be for all the statues to have been hit by my hammer in this brief second and destroyed instantly.
Okay. So, the spell Wish grants you the access to any spell of 9th level or lower that the DM sees fit to work there. Or, if not, something thematic and the DM decides. In this instance, you throw the hammer. You make the spell. How does it look when the spell is cast from...
So the encircling, the gold encircling my finger glows, and then a sort of a line of gold traces through my fingers, wraps around my arm, and sort of almost absorbs into my body.
Okay.
And then leaves a mark of each wish that is cast.
The mark it leaves is your hammer, almost like falling from the sky with fire encircling it. Could you look up the spell Meteor, please?
Okay. Meteor Swarm.
Yes, please.
Okay, blazing orbs of fire plummet to the ground at 4 different points you can see within range.
Oh,
Each
no,
creature on a
it
40-foot radius. Centered on each point you choose must make a dex saving throw. The fire spreads around corners, takes 26 fire damage, 20d6 bludgeoning damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one.
Yep.
So 40d6.
Yep.
Okay, to all the statues.
Yes, and if you don't mind, once you've told me the damage, I will tell you what happens.
Okay.
If you don't mind me describing this one.
No, not at all, not at all. Okay, each statue takes 138 damage.
Okay. They physically cannot make a dex save because they are statues. So this is all going through. It is a spell, so there's no resistance to it from the chains. And you watch as the Solar calls out, as it's just trying to hold this creature at bay that's stronger than both of you. And the ring! And you look at it, you conjure the magic, and you channel it into the hammer. And you wish for it to go around and smash all of the statues. But you watch, almost as you throw it, like it would be a cack throw, the hammer goes off at the wrong angle to the middle of the plinth of this like round floating island that you're on, and just rockets Thor style towards the sky. As this happens, the creature is just punching down into the Solar and looking to like encase you in lava, and you watch as this void-like blackness above you, fire and radiance just starts to rain as thousands of your hammers start hitting all of the plimps. You're also going to take this damage, my friend.
Okay.
All of the statues are obliterated. The fire damage, I'm afraid, the creature is immune to, but the bludgeoning damage will be enough to destroy it.
Oh, wow.
The lava begins to desist, and in your last moment, you in this absolutely demolished Solar, who you watch as light is sort of like diminishing, and it looks like it's withered on itself as you two lie next to each other. But you watch as these statues that have just been destroyed all start to move with colour towards the centre and towards you guys. And one of them reaches down. Galadriel, you have done well to find someone strong enough to withstand any of this. And in these moments that you are dying, because I think that would have gone past your max hit points.
Yeah. It would have downed me.
Oh, it's already downed you?
So I had 63 hit points left of a total of my total hit points are 138.
Okay. So you're not downed. And this creature is like, you are right to find somebody so strong. And you watch as they were about to cast Resurrection, which they can do 3 times a day at will with no components is one of their things. But she merely smiles and touches you and gives you back 40 hit points. As the rest then put their hands on you and also give you 40 hit points, so you can basically go to max. You can take a level for each one, which would put you up to level 20.
Okay, I've got to do this properly now. So 10 levels of Barbarian and 10 levels of Paladin.
And then they smile. Now you have the strength and the magics to cut down the fiends that would destroy our worlds and our love and our passion for each other. Alfred, chosen of the Morning Lord, seeker of power, let us return to battle. And you are teleported away, and you return, and it's only like seconds have passed as your friends are charging the front line towards the hordes of enemies. And you appear in front of them. You just scream. Ah! And these 24 Solars line up next to you. And you lead the vanguard into battle. And that is probably where I'd end the initiative. Yeah, I thought that'd be nice and fun just to have it as a skill challenge rather than as a combat.
That was a good giggle.
Yeah, thank you for indulging, and thank you for playing along.
Thank you.
How are you doing? You have 1 minute 20 seconds.
Bollocks. I am not doing well enough for that.
No. I've got so much tidy up to do where I've been trying to rush around painting, and I'm trying to do the ribbons now.
I think we might have to increase the strangers to an hour and a half just to be able to incorporate the combat fun.
It's a possibility.
It's too much fun to miss out on it.
Well, I suppose in some instances it would have. If it was an evil creature like the fiends, they would just go straight for the kill, and combat would be over in about 2 turns. But yeah,
it's more fun like this.
Yeah, and I think that you're such a quick thinker when it comes to playing a character that it's really a pleasure to kind of like facilitate that.
Oh, thank you.
So yeah. I'm trying to add blue to the ribbons that are coming off the wings on this one, and I'm going with quite a deep sea blue, and we will see how that goes. But I mean, as far as base colours go, the base colours are almost on, but there's just trying to get this mini done within an hour to base levels was not enough. And it's I'll show it off in a second, but in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is your time, Richard. That is your time. So, 1 hour, 1 mini. Roll initiative.
He's almost ready.
Oh, really? Oh, he's hit it with the airbrush. Is that just drying off the paint?
It's literally just drying off because of the wash and the wings. So, all I would have done as a little bit more to get him table ready was slap some black around the edging of the base, do some rock and dry brush on the details of the base.
Nice.
I was going to dry brush. I did for the armor and the swords. I've done like a base coat of bronze, to then do a dry brush in gold, so that it's got that deep dark in the bottom. And then,
nice.
And then when the wings were going to dry, I was literally just going to dry brush over them in the off-white. And I did a Reichland flesh shade over the wings to give the deep brown sort of thing.
Oh, nice. I had Fire Slayer flesh in front of me that I was going to use for my line work and stuff. But yeah, I didn't even go to touch the base because I was like, I don't have time to mess around with that today. Whereas normally I just glue them to the WizKids ones. The skin, obviously, I went with the Doomball brown all over because they have this like reddish kind of hue to their skins, which you can see in the image just below.
Yeah.
So that's what I went with on there. But then the armor and stuff, we're going with a brown so I can then dry brush the gold over it so we get that depth to it. And then we'll go over the top of the dry brush of gold with a Necron compound to pick out those top bits. And then I'd use the Fire Slayer Fresh on the hair. But yeah, I definitely am going to give this mini a proper paint job. once I've taken some photos for this, but like there's so many bits where I was trying to rush it. I've got like blue down here and like stuff going onto the wings.
It's looking over it for the cleanup is going to be a.
Yeah, I think that definitely not a mini for beginners and not a mini to get it tabletop ready. Certainly not very. That one was hard.
Yeah, you can see why I struggled with it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And Richard, you paint quick and good as well, and
I think I wouldn't go that far. I'm not used to painting quick. I'm usually so slow with my painting because no word of a lie, I can count on my hands the amount of minis I have finished painting, as in there's nothing else to do on them.
Wow.
In my life, I've painted probably more statues, I think, than I've done minis.
Yeah, the busts.
I've got hundreds of half-painted minis.
But I think that's kind of part of the hobby, isn't it? We've always got stuff that we're like, we could do that better, or we could do some more on that. And Dibs was saying it's a great job. I did try and warn you it wasn't right for this task. And yeah, you did, absolutely. But that's kind of part of this challenge, is to see if we can do a tabletop-ready mini in 1 hour. And
it's part of the fun as well, to push yourself to try and think about what you can do in an hour to get a look. You know, if it's like we're doing wings and stuff. How do you get wing-like looking in an hour?
Yeah, exactly. And I think because I couldn't let the primer do the heavy lifting this week because I ran out of my greys and my black, so I just had the white. So I was like, well, the wings are going to be solid white, but because there's so much detail on there, actually, that was fine. But I will have to go in and tidy up all of the white that I've made a mess of with everything else. Obviously, the metallics I need to get done, but I could put this down on a table, but it does look half painted, unfortunately. So yeah.
I think with the darker flesh, what I might do is I might do like a light, a watered down Gulliman flesh.
Yes.
Just sort of just over it to give it a sort of not a wash, but a glaze.
Yeah. Well, I think what could be quite fun, Richard, is if we because I want to carry on painting this mini up because I don't want it to just sit here not being so pretty. And so far, not that you can see it here, I've actually been lining up my painting challenge minis as they've been done and not leaving them after that.
I've got one up here. I've got the two to finish down here, just so I can get them on the shelf.
But I've got a shelf set aside for like every mini that we've done so far and leaving it where it is, so that at the end of it we can see what we achieved. But this one, I'm like, I'm gonna paint this one up properly because you've printed such a beautiful mini, and I think that I think we should probably get together and stream just to hang out and chill, just to finish this kind of. This
I'm up for that, just to finish these and
do them justice, because it's such a nice mini. But yeah, thank you to all of you who came along, and to those of you who tuned in and watched us just struggle through massive amounts of maths. And that's the hard thing actually with this challenge, is like when it's like a lower creature, there's less dice to roll and less things to remember. So a goblin's going to come across and stab you when it's got 7 hit points. You know, Richard will kick its head off in one go. However, this was like, you know, the Solar it's a big beast and you're rarely going to find them. And because they're like avatars,
I was expecting to fight it. That's why I got the ring. And I was expecting for, you know, to do a bit of toe-on-toe combat with the big beastie. So.
Yeah, and I think that because... and for those of you watching, like, I don't come up with the combat until Richard really tells me what he's rolled. And then I kind of, like, solidify what I'm doing. And it's a case that, like, the Primordial was a reskin of the Solar, but with some extra bits on it of like fire immunities instead of things like Radiance and Charm and XYZ. It pretty much had the same stats, but I dropped them down a little bit further apart from a few things. The Solar itself, like once you took its stat block on, dude, that 29 to hit you with only a +9, I had to roll a nat 20 and I only got the one of them.
That's the main thing I was hoping for. It was armor class and HP.
Yeah, and I genuinely thought that like I knew that you would take some magic items. I didn't think it was the Ring of Wishes, which is genius, bud. And to ask for the stat change was fantastic. It was such a clever thing to do because I was quite literally going to kill you, resurrect you, kill you, resurrect you, and have you go around doing that until you realised you could just cast something like Meteor Swarm and just destroy them all at once. And yeah, I thought you'd have like the Rod of Power or something, but it was well played.
As soon as I found out I had a warrior class, I basically went. I Belt of Storm Giant Strength, Hammer of Thunderbolts, Ring of Three Wishes, a +3 shield, and the Gauntlets of Ogre Power.
Yes!
Obviously, to be able to get all the bits and pieces for the hammer, you had to have everything and attuned. So I ended up with 30 strength.
That's nuts.
Most insane stats I've ever had on a character, sort of thing. So yeah.
And now it's level 20.
That's it.
So
Alfred will live forever now.
It's basically a god. But yeah, to those of you watching, thank you so much. We'll be back. You on for next week, Richard?
Definitely on for next week. And quickly before we go, new release this week from Miniatures of Madness. I've got the merchant license. Book Nooks.
Yes, these are awesome.
I've got the orc printed to last night.
Let's see if I can get you.
I have the undead one so far, and the mimic. The Illithid one is currently on the printer. Now these go obviously on your bookshelf. I'm going to be putting posts up about them, but they are not obviously restricted to this size. I'm also currently printing some matchbook ones that are literally little tinies. These will be going up on the Instagram and obviously on the store. If anyone wants any details about them, give me a shout, let me know, and we go from there. But they are amazing. Miniature of Madness are incredible. It's their new campaign release this week.
There you go. Show them off again. I've got you all on the big screen.
There we go. That's it all on the big screen. So,
dude, look at that.
Zombie, and just the detail is insane, and they're quite sort of chunky things. They go on the bookshelf. I got a picture I modelled them with the Harry Potter books, so goes well. But the mimic looks like the monster book of monsters, which is quite cool.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome.
But they are cool. Beautiful sculpts.
Oh, dude, that's
and good fun.
Very, very cool. But yeah, so for everybody else, thank you so much for tuning in, and do go check out Richard's channel and Richard's bits and bobs that he's got going on. Obviously, we're together quite a bit with the badges. We're knocking about on socials. In chat should be a link to Richard's Instagram, which I believe you said is the best place to contact you for any kind of 3D printing needs.
Anything, yeah. It's the easiest way because my phone is very rarely away from my side, and I answer messages all the time and get in trouble for it. So it's great.
It's funny because out of the badger chats and stuff, you and me are the quickest to respond to everything. We're and it's between my 4 jugs of coffee every day and having the phones next to us, it's just it's funny. But guys, thank you so much. Please check out Richard's prints, and like I said, I'm trying to paint up most of the WizKids ones for this, but they didn't, and this was just incredible. We'll get together, we'll arrange a paint show, and we'll just hang out and get these painted up really lovely because this print deserves justice. Until then, everyone, thank you so much. We'll see you again next time.
Thank you, folks. Have a lovely one.
Bye!